This is a video of my present car, which is a Zoe GT135 with a 54 kilowatt battery with 52 available for use. I bought this in exchange for my BMW i3, which was a very able and roomy and nice car, really, but I find that the Zoe is actually probably a better EV all in all, though it's not as technically advanced. It does some things better. Firstly, it's better value. You can get these a lot cheaper than you can with i3s. It's made of steel. It's galvanised, but steel, so it's a lot. It has the possibility of being sort of fixed a lot easier. The carbon fibre in the BMW does make it sort of a write-off, really, when things go wrong. They're too scared to even try to fix it. And also the aluminium does corrode on the bolts and things. I find aluminium a bit of a hassle to work with. It seizes and things. So this one is the sort of 52 kilowatt one, which gives about, 230 in the summer and about sort of 170 in the sort of winter times. It's the sort of first EV, really. I think it's got enough capacity so you can really use the heater whenever you want, really, without and still having some capacity left to drive with, really. The BMW's a 33 which had done quite a lot of miles, admittedly. You did always have to be concerned a bit with using the heater. This is somewhat better. This model is the GT135, which I think came out in 21. It's got the 135 horsepower engine, as it sounds. Some being concerned about the various motors. I think this is a Renault motor, not a I think a German motor that I think the other ones had. So the sort of reliability we're not sure on. Hopefully it will be all right. Some seem to do sort of like 200,000 miles, and others seem to have struggled about sort of around about the 100,000 miles with bearings and things in the motor. But I think if you treat it reasonably, I think not go too fast and too jolty in it, it should be a reliable car. It's also got air cooling sort of the battery rather than liquid, which some say is a little less effective. Probably is, but it does mean sort of removing the battery is a lot simpler. And so the BMW has a bit of a problem with its air conditioning unit in some of the models destroying itself and then dumping all its guts through the liquid cooling system, which was always a bit of a concern. With air, everything's a lot simpler. It does have, though, due to that, quite a big fan in the engine compartment to push all that air through the various things, which is a bit sort of noisy. Well, you can't really hear it on the inside, but it does externally is noticeable. So this is probably the best model to get. The later models, I believe, lost some of the equipment, like side impact bags and things. I don't know if that's because of shortage of supplies or just Renault being a bit tight with things, but this 21, 22 models do still have all those safety features in the car and are also quite well loaded. It's got the only thing it's really missing is, which I think is quite a rare option, is the 17-inch wheels, which I hardly ever seem to see on the cars. But it has got the higher spec sort of wheel design and the 205 tyres, which do sort of affect the ride a bit. I think the 185s are a little bit more compliant, help things, but it is, once again, against the BMW, a lot more. The suspension is a lot more compliant. It's a lot softer. and also not having the silly 20-inch wheels on the Renault are very annoying and expensive to tyre as well. It also, another problem, the BMW has this novelty back door, but this has just got the standard opening door, which my dad does make getting in and out. I've got a telly in the back at the moment, but a lot easier for him. It's got quite a big opening as well, which helps. Has got these LED lights with a sort of indicator that strips across, which complicates things. The boot's rather full of stuff, but one thing is the boot is pretty generous on these cars. This has got the option of the moulded sort of storage system that sits underneath, so all the wires and things are there. This is just all my shopping from today, and boxes and things, so it tidies things up quite a lot on the boot. Underneath that again is the spare tyre space, or as in this one, the sort of inflator system with the goo. So the GT model comes with sensors on the front and on the back. That's the other thing. Another thing that sort of boosts it up is that the equipment levels on this model are pretty well as good as on the BMW. The GT comes with electric mirrors, and also the camera on the front here for speed sensing and collision avoidance and things like that. This is actually the GT 135 Plus, which is the sort of optimal one to get, because you get the big display, which the small display is fine, but I think this is a little higher res, and you get the electric heated seats on the car and the part leather. You do sit quite high up on this car when you're in it, but I'm 6 foot, I can get in it quite well. I'm quite comfortable. Passengers in the back, it's comfortable in the front fine, but you do have to put the seat quite far forward to get an adult in the back, but the headroom isn't too bad at the back for this size car. It is quite a tall car. The seats themselves are really very comfortable. That's another thing I find advantage of. The Renaults are comfortable, but these feel better for sort of longer distance driving. It's also got a wireless charger down there, which I think a lot of people have problems with there. Not charging the phones with cases on. But what I've done is disconnected it and stuck on a aftermarket wireless charger with a magnetic lock, and that goes through cables all the way through here to the fuse box, where I've got like a fuse box sort of caddy, so it sort of piggybacks one of the fuses, so it plugs in and turns on when the car turns on, which is nice and tidy. So that works really well, and the phone sort of clips in place magnetically. It also has a good stereo system in here, and although I don't use it myself, it's got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is built in. The Renault was the BMW was another annoyance with the only having Apple CarPlay as standard. I thought you could get add-ons for it. It's also got that active mirror in this model. So I don't think there's much equipment missing from this model. I think the park assist, you can get park assist for some of these cars, but it's too much of a faff to use, really, people have said. One thing is that the seats in the back are sit quite high up, because the battery sits underneath the body but then bulges into this space underneath this seat, where I suppose a fuel tank would be for additional space for capacity. So you sit a bit high up on there, which is alright if you're sort of an adult, it's a bit more comfortable. I think that's... the GT comes with a standard blacked out rear screens, which are probably a bit too dark, if anything, because looking backwards can be in the evening a little hard. It's also got a rear view camera on this model. think that's about all I can think about the car. So it's electric mirrors. Yes, overall it's a nicely well-spec'd car, but simple in its design. Really, there's having the gear knob sort of directional control down here rather than up here makes it sort of easier to sort of get used to, and it's also got an automatic handbrake as well, which makes things even simpler. It's a very simple car to drive. It's a lot. The wind noise is very low on this car, a lot lower than on the BMW, and generally the ride is better. Maybe not as sporty, but I do find it more comfortable. Anyway, this is why I've changed my BMW i3 for a lovely little Renault.